Also watching TVC News at 1. Let's turn attention to business now. Vice President Senator Kashim Shettima has implored development partners to provide more support for President Bola Tinubu's administration to deliver on its renewed hope agenda's priority areas. The VP listed the priority areas to include e-mobility, job creation, agriculture, food security, parts sector, among others. He said this when he received the Global Managing Director of the Tony Blair Institute, Mr. Michael MSME, on a courtesy visit to the presidential villa in Abuja. According to the VP, delivering on the priority areas will help in addressing some of the challenges bedeviling the country, particularly the security situation occasioned by terrorism, kidnapping, and banditry. He reiterated the commitment of President Tinubu's administration to deliver on the renewed hope agenda, adding that it is easy to talk, but how to walk the talk is the most important component of leadership. Away from there now, the Minister of Marine and Blue Economy, Mr. Adegboyega Oyetola, says government will put in place sanctions for vessels that contravene sulfur regulations. The minister said these are the arrival ceremony of the largest container vessel tagged CMA CGM Scandola Power with liquefied natural gas at Lekki Port in Lagos. Mr. Oyetola, who was represented by the Managing Director of the Nigerian Port Authority, Mr. Mohammed Bello Koko, said the government will procure the needed tools to enhance the capacity of the NPA for sulfur analysis. According to him, shipping has a pivotal role to play in global decarbonization crisis. Earlier, the Lagos State Governor, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, said receiving such size of vessel called for celebration. In its latest Nigeria Economic Outlook report, PwC Nigeria has revealed that there are key economic events that may shape the country's economy in 2024. According to the firm, consumers may likely adjust better to the evolving policy and macro realities as the country is poised to experience improved sectoral development riding on reforms. Speaking on our flagship program, Business Nigeria, partner and Africa family business leader at PwC, Ms. Siriagbe, shared more insight on the report.
Inflation may reduce marginally, albeit, but we also talked about some intervention funding in the report. So we've had the renewed hope conditional cash transfers that's going on now, a 3-month reprieve at least for consumers where we get at least 25,000 to pretty much show up all of this effect of inflation on the purchasing power of people, hoping that, that finds its way to the right pockets as well, which is where proper identification of our people is very important. Population levels definitely will continue to increase, and it's expected that Nigeria would be one of the highest population centers going forward. But then we've witnessed a lot of migration of the middle class as well, and that has reduced also the birth rate that we would have projected. So the report does talk about reduced birth rate, and hopefully the fundings that we can shore up from non-oil spaces and oil spaces can be used then for spending at the capital level and giving some buffer to consumers as well.
And in the meantime, the federal government of Nigeria has inaugurated a conditional grant scheme for micro, small, and medium-scale enterprises in Osun State. The Minister of Marine and Blue Economy, Mr. Adegboyega Oyetola, will perform the flag-off at the Industrial Development Center in Osogbo, said the move was to renew hope in the country. He said the scheme will fill the capacity gap of youth and ensure they earn income by filling the artisanal gap in Nigeria. According to the minister, the grant will provide youth in the state with not only entrepreneurial and vocational skill, it will also provide them with empowerment materials while urging state government across the country to support the effort of the federal government by establishing state councils on MSMEs in partnership with Small and Medium Enterprises Development Agency of Nigeria. And let's take a look at the global equities trading. Now, Asian stocks stumbled earlier today as the court-ordered liquidation of property giant China Evergrande weighed on sentiment, while geopolitical tensions lifted oil prices ahead of the Federal Reserve's meeting. U.S. Treasury yields remain under pressure in Asian hours, keeping a lead on dollar movement after the Treasury Department said it would need to borrow less than its previous estimate. Hong Kong Hang Seng Index shed 1.7%, while the mainland properties index down by 3%. China's stock fell 0.69%, and we're on course for a near 4% drop for the month. China and Hong Kong stocks drag MSCI's Broadex Index of Asia Pacific shares outside Japan down by 0.4%. Japan's Nikkei was up by 0.11%, set for a nearly 8% gain for the month. European bourses, although are expected to shrug off the weak sentiment seen in Asia and open much higher, with Euro Stock 50 futures up by 0.43%, while German's DAX futures up by 0.4% and FTSE futures up 0.54%. Mr. Elon Musk said the first human patient has received an implant from brain chip startup Neuralink on Sunday and is recovering well. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration had given the company clearance last year to conduct its first trial to test its implant on humans, a critical milestone in the startup's ambitions to help patients overcome paralysis and a host of neurological conditions. The study uses a robot to surgically place a brain-computer interface implant in a region of the brain that controls the intention to move. Neuralink has said previously that its initial goal is to enable people to control a computer cursor or keyboard using their thought alone. According to Mr. Musk, in a post on the social media platform X, initial results show promising neurospike detection. Now, Toyota Motor has said it is urging owners of 50,000 older U.S. vehicles to get immediate recall repairs because an airbag inflator could explode and potentially kill motorists. The Japanese automaker said they do not drive advisory covers some 2003 to 2004 model year Corolla and 2003 to 2004 Corolla Matrix and 2004 to 2005 RAV4s with Takata airbag inflators. More than 30 deaths worldwide, including 26 U.S. deaths and hundreds of injuries in various automakers' vehicles since 2009 and linked to Takata airbag inflator that can explode, unleashing metal shrapnel inside cars and stroke. Over the last decade, more than 69 million Takata airbag inflators have been recorded in the United States by more than 20 automakers and more than 100 million inflators worldwide in the biggest auto safety callback in history. And our crude oil prices gained earlier today following a more than 1% drop the previous sessions as escalating geopolitical tensions in major producing region. The Middle East fuel supply concerns. U.S. West Texas Intermediate crude fell to sell at $76.60 per barrel, with a price decline of 0.23%. Brent crude futures also experienced a downward price reveal of 0.29%, selling at $82.16 per barrel, and Bonny Light recorded an upward price reveal of 1.05%, selling at $83.15 per barrel. And for the OPEC basket, crude oil dealers are offering $83 and 0 cent per barrel with an upward price reveal of 1.2.